Hey guys, this is a re-recording of my Heihachi Advanced Guide. This video will be for current and or aspiring Heihachi mains that want to learn this character in a more in-depth type of manner, okay? This video will showcase a whole plethora of knowledge and topics. These topics will include guaranteed follow-ups, tracking and sidestep counters, uh, Oki situations, counter hit setups, incorporating offensive sidesteps and reversals, a complete examination of Warrior's Instinct, and wall combo optimization. And we're also going to talk about double electric versus triple electric. Okay? Of course, timestamps will be in the description below, so be sure to check that out and go to whichever part of the video that really interests you. Okay, I do not recommend watching this all the way through. Skip to whichever part you want. Okay, and then come back if you want. All right, off to the first segment. Okay, first segment, guaranteed follow-ups. Now, how I'm gonna do this segment, I'm going to list the move, and then I'm going to list the guaranteed follow-up, and then uh, there are some moves on this list that require specific properties to be met in order to meet the guaranteed follow-up, but I'll further explain that. First things first, forward 3. On hit, it gives +9, but if you transfer into stance, it gives +12. You get a free TGK 1 into the follow-up. This one has multiple follow-ups, right? It has a high, which is a heat engager, and then it has a high mid wall splats. Granted, I do think they can both wall splat. Yeah, they both can wall splat. It's just if they duck, right? If they duck, you do the high mid. Next move, forward 4. So base hit, it gives no guaranteed follow-up. Okay. However, where the most important guaranteed follow-up comes into play is when they're crouching, specifically. You get 15 frames of whatever you want to do. Okay. So I'm going to show you the regular follow-ups, and then I'm going to show you the one you should be going for all the time. If you hear the sound cue. So at most, you can do your 15 frame punish for 54 damage with the perfected version. So that's with the blue spark. Then you can do down forward 1-2. Then you can also do down forward 4-2. Down forward 1-1. Dragon's Breath. And back 1 forward out of that. Now here's the most important one. So if you continue into stance, you still keep the frames, right? But you can do TGK 2, Thunder God Kame 2. This fully launches them, but in a bounded state, or tornado. This, with no walls, deals 68 damage, but with walls can go up to 70 something to 80. Okay? This is why it's important. It's important because you get a free launch. Make sure to train your reaction so that you can do it. You'll know if you got it correct if you see the combo on the left side, up directly above my face cam. Okay, so now it has one more guaranteed follow-up, and it's on counter hit. You get a guaranteed grounded follow-up. So that entails a couple of moves. Down back 2. Forward 4-2, which deals the least amount of damage out of all the follow-ups you can get. Omen. Then you get the multiple stomps. The 3 different stomps. The one at a stance. The down 3. And down 4. Okay? Here's that again. This down 4 is only available when the opponent is grounded. The next move is Wall Rising 1. This is your 13/14 frame punish, Wall Rising move, and it gets 3 follow-ups. So, first one, forward 4-2. Deals the least amount of damage, again, because it is the least mechanically difficult. And a KCF2, quarter circle forward 2. This is the intermediary, if you don't want to mess up on Omen a lot of times, or risk missing your Omen, like that, or just coming out with a down forward 1 or down 1, you use KCF2. This next one is a full crouch move, full crouch 4, is guaranteed forward 4-2. Or a down back 2, I think. Or you could do down 3 if you want to not risk it, I guess. Deals the least amount of damage though. Anyways, so then there's this next punish, 12 frame punish. It gives a multitude of different follow-ups. I'll just quickly go over them and their properties. Down forward 1-2 heals you, or heals recoverable HP. Down forward 4-2 wall splats. Back 1-4 gives the best Oki. Quarter circle forward 2, you can buffer this. This gives heat engager, and then forward 1+2 out of forward 1+2. So this move right there is, you have to do a frame perfect. It is safe on block though, but you lose your turn. It's very difficult, the most difficult out of all of them. It fully launches with the heat while using a heat dash, and it's pretty good. Now there is another follow-up that I did not talk about that I will talk about in the Warrior's Instinct follow-ups. I'll cover this next move, which is down forward 2. Anyways, these next 2 guaranteed follow-ups are only accessible through counter hit. Sidestep 2 into Raijin. You get a free Raijin 1 for 54 damage. And then this next one, down 1-2. Okay, you have to either get the first hit on block or you whiff it. Down 1-2. You see? I got it on hit, so it didn't work. Down 1-2. Into Raijin stance. And you get a free 1. It doesn't do as much damage as your side 2. But it's still good in its own right. And there is another one that I forgot to mention. You will not most of the time be using this. Accessible through holding back 2, holding forward into Raijin stance. You deal 60 damage. Okay, that's it for this segment. Off to the next one. Okay, second segment. We're talking about tracking and sidestep counters. So I'm just going to list off all the moves and all the moves that are really good specifically for tracking and what their use cases are. And there are some moves that only track to a single side. I will list that side. So first off, we're going to talk about his hell sweep. His hell sweep tracks fully. If you do a single hit, it tracks fully 360. Okay, or pretty much anything that's in front of him or like a little bit off axis like this. His down forward 1-1. The second hit tracks or realigns really well if opponents sidestep or even sidewalk, it can hit them. But it is a mid-high, so they can duck this if they sidestep duck. His up forward 4 is a traditional tracking move. Oh, I forgot to mention in the previous segment, up forward 4 does get a guaranteed follow-up of forward forward 2 or Omen or down back 2. Forgot to mention that. But not really important because you aren't really going to be using it outside of heat. Another one is back 3. This has 2 extensions. The high. So that's back 3, 2. And then there is back 3, 3. This also gets enhanced by heat. You won't be using this outside of heat. So these are the only 2 tracking moves that that Heihachi has outside of stance. Back 4, this tracks completely to the left, safe on block, mid, counter hit launcher. Forward 3 tracks completely to the right. It's the complete opposite of back 4 and gets guaranteed follow-ups on hit. Another good move to counter track or counter sidesteps. Heihachi's electric. This is a really good move. If you're not using it, I honestly think you should stop playing Mishima. But there are some playstyles where electric isn't heavily as relied on, so just make sure to incorporate it. It's the best launch in the game. This is out of his Thunder God Kame stance. His grab. This fully tracks. It is a high though. Has decent range. This is also out of his Thunder God Kame stance. Multiples 2. It's an armor move tracking. A tracking armor move mid. But it is safe on hit. Like if they jab into it, it is safe. Then there is his Raijin stance. He has 2 tracking moves out of it. His guard break, which launches on hit, but is a high. And then his one press. This tracks almost completely to the right. There are some characters like Lily, Zafina, and I think Nina probably, that can step this, or basically sidewalk, that can sidewalk this, and it's only characters with super high mobility that can step this to the right. This is tracking most characters to the right, okay? And I think that's it for this segment for tracking. I'll re-go over the important moves that you want to be using most of the time. Forward 3, back 4, down forward 1-1, and hell sweep. Those are the moves that you want to be using almost all the time to counter sidesteppers, sidewalkers, etc. Tracks to the left, tracks to the right, tracks on second hit, tracks on first hit. Consecutive hits do not track whatsoever. Simple. Okay, that's it for this segment. Off to the third. Okay, third segment. The last segment was pretty short but concise. The information that you got in there will apply. The information that you acquired from the first and second segment will be important in this segment, which is covering Oki. After, imagine this: you get them to the wall, you do your wall combo, and all this other stuff. You are plus in their face, and with heat. So what does this mean? This is a type of Oki. It's wake up Oki, basically. You are in their face, threatening your heat smash, which is really good because you can wall splat it. You can wall splat them again. Or if you're not near the wall and you don't get that wall combo, Um, Basically, you can just threaten them with moves that are really good and have decent range. Except Heihachi has two different heat smashes. He has the normal one, which is his guillotine. That's if you don't hold anything, you just press it. This gives a guaranteed follow-up if they wake up of QCF2. So let me show you what that looks like. And I messed up. So, but basically, if they get up, right, and you do this, mid-screen, if they get up, that will hit them while they're getting up. Doesn't matter how they get up. It just matters if they are getting up or if they're not. Now, if they don't get up, you can do some grounded follow-ups. Down 3 is a really good follow-up. Forward 4-2 is a good follow-up. Down back 2 is also a good follow-up. But basically, if they don't get up after this heat smash, I want you to do that. I explained it earlier, unless I deleted it. Basically, out of his full crouch, if they try and get up, and with like a spring kick, or if they try and mash on wake up, they're gonna get hit by this, and it's probably gonna heat engage if you do it a little bit later, or it's gonna hit them exactly like I showed you with the guillotine. Back 1-4. This includes even out of his headbutt. This move is really good for OP situations. Okay. Reason being is because on wake up, if they try and counter hit, like if they try and get up kick you, if they try to do anything other than just getting up, they will get launched. Okay, counter hit launch, etc. Now, if they try and spring kick you, they will get bounded. So, like, if it would be like basically this. They would get bounded immediately. And yeah, if they stay on the ground, they'll just get toppled. Like, same situation like this. That's what will happen. You can also down back to them. Just after back 1-4, you want to see how they wake up. If they try and wake up normally, you can DCF to them. If they try and wake up while getting a get up kick, forward 4-2, full launch. And if they get up and do nothing, down back 2. Be careful with the down back 2 though. It is reactable. They can duck and launch this move. Okay? Take the down back 2 follow up with the grain of salt. I don't recommend using it. After you wall spot them, do your combo. Back 3-3-2. Like if I did a little bit earlier, if they try and spring kick that, you get a rebound. So basically what that means, it's basically like if I wall splatted them again, but I didn't have a bound. And it was a little bit scaled. It's scaled damage, but you're rebounded them. Basically, let me show you how that works. See that? That's basically all what I'm talking about. So, if they try and spring kick you, they're getting rebounded onto the wall, and then you can do your combo. Another like mind game that you can run is if you did this on block, right? You're -3 if you go into stance. You can stance cancel by holding down forward to go into a crouch dash, but then immediately holding back. They can jab check you, so you have to be sure, like if they rage art after you do this on block, you can cancel it and then get your punish after the rage art animation plays, right? That's the only use case for that. And mixing up your opponent. It's all about the mind games, right? That's all I have to say about this segment. Off to the 4th segment. Counter hit setups, okay? this is what this segment is going to be talking about. I'm only going to list a couple moves, so we're going to try and make this short. So, first things first. Back 2. On block, it is +2, and it deals chip damage. This can be mixed up with 1 back 2 to make it look like you are... It's a little mix, okay? It's a mind game. But basically, with that +2, you can do an assortment of things. Actually, 3 things. You can jab check them. You can forward 1+2, which is -14 on block. Very risky. Can be launched by Brian and some other characters. Or you could do 1+2, which is a safer alternative. Still -10, but is safe. The jab checks are definitely the safest. Because if you just do a single jab, you're +1 if on block. The next counter hit setup tool you can use is his Hell Sweep. Now, this move is +8 on block, and out of the mid extension, this is also +8 on hit, but on block, it is only -3. Since it is +8, you can use 18 frame moves and below. Okay? Anything heavier framed, like a forward 4 or a forward 2, is very risky. You're going to probably get counter hit out of what you're doing, and probably launched if some people just down forward to you out of nowhere. Some moves to use out of this: back 4, forward 3. Any of the pokes that I said previously, so down forward 1-2, down forward 4-2, 1-1, 1 back 2, 1 back 2, back, well, not back 2, but pretty much any move that is like of some, that has some safety that you can poke with. This is just taking your frame straight out. Then this is just continuing your offense pressure. If you're about this far and they backdash, you will whiff a back 4. So it's like that. That's what would happen, and you would get launched. If they're, not brain rotted, your back 4 would whiff, and your forward 3 would whiff. So, in order to counter that, you use a spacing trap, and this will also be relevant information for the next move that I'll talk about. Use a spacing trap. So from this far away, Kazuya's 1-1 will whiff. What do I do if he whiffs his 1-1? I can electric him, or I can pretty much just do whatever I want. Back 1-4, whatever. That would be called a whiff punish. Spacing traps are also very important for counter hit setups because the space itself is a mix-up. Down 3. This is -7, but with pushback. So what makes this good is you being able to press it, and then you can go into QCF2. This will counter hit based on the spacing trap that we just talked about. So this is more of a spacing trap than it is an actual counter hit tool, but it serves the same purpose. You can also get down 3 out of your heat smash, your Raijin, except forward 4. I talked about this move in the first segment, how it doesn't give a guaranteed follow-up. Guaranteed follow-up on normal hit. On block, it's +4. So you can down forward 1 check, like that, and if they try and mash through it, they're going to get counter hit. They're going to take the damage. You could also go up to, this is the max I would recommend to do, forward 4 into back 1-4, or forward 4 into back 1. Hold off on the 4 if they don't match, because then you'll at least be only -9. You won't be able to step, but you'll be able to block. that's it for forward 4. On block, just use it as a pressure tool, right? That's all you gotta do. There is one more move. That's all the useful information about Heihachi counter hit setups. So we're gonna go over the moves one more time. Hell Sweep is the one you're gonna be using a lot. Back 3-3 is also gonna be one you're gonna use a lot, and forward 4. Those are the 3 that you will use 9 times out of 10. Back 2 has no tracking, so that's why you will not use it. And down back 2 is another move that I would not recommend using, even though it is +6 on hit. You can, if they try and mash, they will get launched. Or you can hold full crouch 4. This is Tekken 7, Tekken 7 flowchart. You can do that as well. But you can be mashed out of it, so I'd be careful with that. Just be aware there are counter hit opportunities out of this move. You aren't threatened unless they, just feel like mashing. But that's the purpose of counter hits, is to counter that. Anyways, off to the next segment. Okay, we are at incorporating reversals and offensive sidesteps into your game. So I'm going to list off all of Heihachi's reversals. This will include high crush, arm removes, parries, etc. So first things first. And then I'll list the moves where you can incorporate the sidestep and reversals as well. So this is going to be a little bit of a longer one. So out of heat, he has a limited amount of out of stance armor moves. So up forward 1 is, I think, his only armor move that is out of stance, out of heat. So in stance, it's his 1+2 out of Thunder Dodge Kame. And then in heat, it's down back 1+2. This move can be accessed from a multitude of things. You can press it individually. You can just press it from down 3. It's an enhanced move. And then it's also in back 3, 3, 2. So, also in heat, if Kazuya were to mash on me, you see right there? That is a heat-only mid-high reversal. So basically, that's all that is there for. That's heat only, and it deals only chip damage, I believe. So that is also another reversal. We're going to talk about his parries now. So he has 2 parries out of heat. Tsubaki. And his regular back 1+2. This is a heat engager. It is -11, but if you heat dash out of it, it's +5. It gives a guaranteed follow-up if you get it on hit. It does not give a full combo. Use cases for these. This is a better parry than this, but this is safer. The armor moves. All of them besides the heat armor move are unsafe. How to incorporate these? So for the armor moves, for the up forward 1 armor move, it's the same thing as if you were to jab jab and then sidestep. Jab jab armor move. The stance armor move can be done through, so if you did it, and then we need to talk about his high crushes. So Heihachi has a couple of high crushes. He's down back 2. He has out of stance 2, and out of Raiden stance 1. This also, I think, low crushes as well. So I'm not too sure about that though. But since he's off the ground, you would think he would low crush. But anyways, those are some of his high crushes. Now let's talk about their use cases. So out of forward 3, you are -2 if you go into stance. You can heat move. This will wall splat them. Remember, this will wall splat them, but it is unsafe. -13. Hidden electric is -10. Will launch them on it. It high crushes jabs. So you would use it in that type of situation. Or you could use down back 2. This is a seeable, unsafe, launchable, low. All these are interchangeable, including the sidesteps. Down forward 1-1 parry. This is the most popular reversal kind in Tekken 8. Down forward 1-1. 1-1. 1. Forward 3. 1 back 2. Let's see if there's any others. Electric. Down forward 1. Down forward 1-1 I already talked about. And pretty much anything that stance transitions into Thunder God combat. So forward 4 into stance on block for +4. So this is a little bit safer. And yeah, that's that. Okay, that's it for this segment. Just know all of these reversals are interchangeable. So mix it up. Mix it up. This parry counters highs and mids. This Tsubaki counters only high jabs or high punches. This counters kicks and punches and highs and mids. Out of the heat automatic parry counters all highs and mids, kicks and punches. And as you know, armor moves counter anything besides lows. And that's it for this segment. Off to the next one. Okay, we are at the fun part of the video now. Warrior's Instinct. Okay? Basically, how it works is it's an enhancing tool that enhances a ton of moves, gives you new follow-ups, more damage, etc. It's kind of like a more busted version of your heat. I'm just going to list off all of the moves that get enhanced, how some of their properties change, how some of their damage changes, most of the time the damage is going to be increased, by the way. So first things first, his most important 10-frame punch. 1-1-2. Gives a full screen. It's like a Jin's Heat Smash basically. This is the range. A million miles away. Another move that is enhanced and that gets a new property is his 1-2-2. It wall splats and removes gray health. This is mainly used as a combo ender or a counter hit tool. Okay? If you get a counter hit on the second hit, you can do that. Alright? And it deals a lot of damage too. Another move that is enhanced is 4-4-3. Gets extra damage, and it is +1 on block. Speaking of which, another move that gets enhanced is his 1+2. This gets a guaranteed follow-up, 4-4-2, which is also another move that gets enhanced. Increased range. Hits at range 4. 1+2 also gets a damage increase. Okay. Continuing on. Out of Thunder God Kame stance. Press hidden electric, which is his 2. It's safe on block, only -3 when it used to be -10. Punishable. Another move out of stance, his fighting stance this time, is his one. Excuse me. Is his one more damage, safe on block. I think it's -7. His Hell Sweep, which is the most important change, on block is -14 if you just do the single one. However, if you commit to, I don't know, if you commit to the mid check, even if they block it, perfectly safe on block -3 if they block this. If they don't block the mid, you're +8 in their face. Now there is one more move that is enhanced out of Warrior's Instinct. It's his wall running 1+2. Don't get it mixed up for forward 1+2. This is a mid. This is a high. It gets a guaranteed follow-up of riding lock. The final move that gets enhanced is his down forward 2-1. This launches now. 13 frame launch, and but it immediately bounds. So that is what is the disadvantage of this launch. However, it's only benefits from here. You can access it from his 12 frame punish. Granted, it is scaled a little bit more than if you were just to do it raw, but 12 frame punish into launch. Think about that, right? Law in season 1 had it 1-1-1 out of heat. It was a heat dash, and if he heat dashed you out of it, he would full combo you. This is very, very similar, except it's a little bit worse because it doesn't guarantee you the bound. Warrior's Instinct is really good. It's accessed through heat activations. You need 3 heat activations in order to activate Warrior's Instinct. It's basically the better version of your heat. Okay? Off to the next segment. Hey guys, we're at wall combo optimization now. So in order to optimize your wall combos, you have to know the difference between a high wall splat and a normal wall splat. How do we do this? Or how do we decipher this? A normal wall splat, I'll just use 1-1-2 as an example. If you look at Kazuya's feet, they are touching the ground. That's how you know you have a normal wall splat. If Kazuya's feet are not touching the ground, you have a high wall splat. So we'll just forward 4-2 as an example. Look how high he is. I'll get 3 hits. His feet are not touching the ground. If they are touching the ground, 2 hits. So those strings counted as 2 hits. This is 1 hit. This is 2. And I'll show you on the forward 4-2. 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits. That's how you decipher on if you need to add an extra hit onto your wall combo. Let me show you the optimized heat smash combo. So as soon as you press heat smash by holding forward, you press forward 4-2, 1+2 into his 15 frame punch. That counts as 3 hits because even though his feet were touching the ground at first, because of the wall splat, properties of his heat smash, you're able to forward 4-2, get the high wall splat, and since you have 2 more hits now instead of 1 more hit, you're able to Dragon's Breath into his flurry punches. And there are many types of situations where that is possible, but your heat smash is 100% of the time available for that. let's talk about his back 3-3 versus his down forward 3 1+2 2. Down forward 3 1+2 1. These serve the same purpose, okay? Except one uses resources and the other does not. And one is, well, the one that uses resources, which is back 3-3-2, it uses resources, but it hits on the ground and is a natural combo. And is the third hit is an armor move. If we were to, oh, and then the one that used resources, back 3-3-2, is better for scaling. And there's a reason why. Because you're using resources. If I 1-1-2 Kazuya right now, I only get two hits. The bound and then this. As you can see, I did 57 damage. 1-1-2, grab. And if I did that, which is an optimized version of the combo, I miss. The reason why, I don't hit grounded. And I used both my hits, both my wall hits. Alright? Let me do that again. Do that. I'm messing up on that. But basically, the optimized back 3-3 combo for this situation is 1-1-2, jab, back 1-4. Actually, let me... Why am I messing up so bad? There we go. Most of the time, when you use back 3-3 instead of back 3-3-2, instead of your normal combo, you're only going to do like 3 to 5 points of extra damage, okay? But you get really good Oki, okay? There is a reason to use it sometimes over the standard, but there is a reason why you use the standard wall combo over back 3-3-2. This is to not waste resources. This is to waste resources and get an extra hit. And hit on the ground. And that's all I wanted to talk about in this segment. I wanted to talk about back 3-3 versus your 15 frame. I wanted to talk about your heat smash. And then finally, I wanted to talk about high wall splat versus regular wall splat. And the more you learn on how to recognize that you have a high wall splat versus a regular wall splat, the more you will learn to optimize your combos so that you can include on the high wall splat that third hit, or for your second, for your low wall splat, just to do 2 hits or 2 moves. Okay? Okay. Off to combos. Okay. Final segment. Double versus triple electric. I'm going to try and make this quick. So, the differences between double electric versus triple electric. Number 1, you get more damage with triple electric. And number 2, you get more wall carry with double electric. I'm going to show the double electric, and then I'm going to show the triple electric. So let's first start off with the double electric. So that is an optimized version with the wall combo. So now we're going to do the full double electric combo, no walls. Tail spin. Tail spin. 102. Alright. That's as much as it's gonna ever do, okay? Now we're gonna go to triple electric And then after that, we're going to explain these combos and, to put it simply, deconstruct them to see which one is kind of more adaptable to each situation and which is better as a staple. $105. So it deals approximately 3 extra damage with no walls than the double electric. Okay? I'm not going to do a wall combo triple electric because I do have an optimized version already out in one of my videos that you will have to go back and find. Let's talk about which one is more adaptable and which one is more of a staple. Okay, so I've already kind of talked about which one's more of a staple. It's the double electric, mainly because it's easier. It's more at the start it's easier, but then after the forward 3 into the L6, it does have a tendency, if you don't press it at the right time, it will drop. Okay, now for the triple electric, we do not have the same problem, except when you drop an electric. It's very easy because it's forward 3 after the 3 triple electrics. Forward 3, down forward 1, forward 3, and stance transition into 2. That's it. Plenty of more stops. Plenty of more stops to optimize the combo. So it's very, very adjustable to how much damage you want to get and how much wall travel you want to get. For beginners and for people that just want a stable combo, go with the double electric. You're saving yourself some time of labbing, of hundreds and thousands of hours of labbing the triple electric combo on each stage, okay? But it is more saucy, so I'll give it that. Now, I do want to talk about tailspins as well. You have 3 different options, okay? Upward 4 counts as a tailspin. Alright. As you can see. Back 2, purple and gold sparks. There we go. Purple and gold sparks count as a tailspin. And finally, your last tailspin, up, forward, 3, 4. Hell Axle. Hell Axle you only use in the triple electric combo if you want wall carry. Reason being is because in the double electric combo, you have too many hits already in the combo to do Hell Axle, and then micro dash heat burst to rebound them into the second tailspin. So that's why you don't see Hell Axle in the double. That's why you see Hell Axle in the triple only. Most of the time, you're going to be using back 2. It heals recoverable HP, along with on the second tailspin of the double electric combo, you saw me go into Death Fist. That is a follow-up that you can do into Heat Dash to guarantee fall of a grounded move. So forward 4-2, Omen, down back 2, etc. Which is more applicable all the time? The double electric is definitely more applicable to most of the maps. But if you want to get saucy, get a little bit more freestyle with your combos, you'd want to do the triple electric combo because it gives you more damage if you do the staple, and then it also gives a lot more freedom to bound earlier if you want, um, or later, because you aren't relying on the triple or the double double that. You aren't relying on that. You're relying on this. Your forward 3, down forward 1, forward 3. And you can extend it by launching them to the wall and then bounding on the wall. Simple as that. Wall carry versus damage. And staple versus sauce. It's all up to your own opinion. I'm not going to give my personal opinion on which I think is better because they're literally about the same. It's just whatever version you want to use, good on you. That's it for this segment. Off to the outro. Thanks for watching the new and improved Heihachi Advanced Guide. For all of those who are watching again, for those who are new, be sure to check out my House Sweep Guide that released not too long ago when recording this. And also, make sure to drop a comment, maybe share to your friends who are aspiring Heihachi mains. All this information is very sound and useful. And be sure to drop a like as well if you watched pretty much all the way or most of it. And if you enjoy content like this, be sure to subscribe. It helps a lot with the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, see you on the next one.